Hey everyone, how's it going? Nice to see you all here. Hey Rogério, hey Rex, hey everyone, nice. Thanks for being here, alright. Okay. Let me just see if the music is okay. Alright. Good night. Oh, is it night there? Yeah, I guess that's the thing about living in a huge world. It's daytime in some places, nighttime in some other places. Over here it's 5 p.m, so it's pretty nice. Been a couple of nice days over here, actually, nice and sunny, so that's good. All right. Okay, so basically I'm still working on my separate thing. Oh yeah, it is. Hey Rogério, yeah, thanks again. Nice cup of coffee, that would go nice. Yeah, so here I am still working on the DOTS course, still researching a bunch of things, still doing a bunch of things. In India, is it night in India? Oh, interesting. Yeah, because I guess it's on the right side, so I guess it's quite a bit later in there. Yeah, I guess India is what, like +8 compared to this? So I guess right now it's like, like what, midnight? Yeah, I guess so. It's a little bit on the right. That's interesting. Nice. All right. I like our videos. Well, nice. Thank you. I'm glad you like them. So yeah. Still got a bunch of things that I've been working on. Still got many things to implement, many things to work, but so far the systems are going well. 10 p.m. in India. Oh, so plus, yeah, 5 hours. Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah. So I've implemented a bunch of stuff. So I got the flow field pathfinding. So over here, these are walls. So I now have the logic in order to be able to have the units dodge the walls, and it was also really tricky. Oh, 13 p.m. in Vietnam, nice. It was really tricky to get the pathfinding working because being dots means that it's data oriented instead of object oriented. So one thing that was really tricky was handling the pathfinding requests, because usually if I was making pathfinding like regular A-star pathfinding on some kind of regular object oriented stuff, usually I have a unit request a path, and then the unit passes in some kind of delegate, so when the path is calculated, I get that callback. But in dots, I cannot pass in delegates, so that was actually quite tricky. I had to figure out some way, okay, how do I request a path, and how do I then get that path back? So getting that was actually surprisingly tricky to figure out how to do all that logic. I ended up with a nice mix of quite a lot of things. Where's my unit mover system? Open this one. I had a nice little comment to remind myself of how the whole system is set up. So basically I got a component for basically queuing up a path, so that one enqueues a target position and is enableable, so I can enable or disable. Avoid content, thank you. Nice, yeah, I'm glad my videos have helped you. Then this one takes those entities that have that component and basically does a raycast to see if there are no walls. So if there are no walls, it just moves straight, so there's no point in wasting any energy on calculating pathfinding. If there are no walls, just move straight. But if there are walls, then I need to basically request a pathfinding, so I use this component in order to request the flow field path. And then this one takes in the target position. That one is also enableable. And then I've got a grid system, which again, this is a grid system that is based on data-oriented design instead of being based on objects. So usually each grid object is one different place. Whereas over here for my grid system, this one is all data-based. So basically I've got a grid object, except it's not an object, it's a struct, it's an iComponent data. And it's got the X and Y and then the logic for calculating the flow field. And basically, instead of having a two-dimensional array, which can't really be done, instead of that, I've got a native array, which in itself has a native array of a bunch of entities, so lots of things. So yeah, as you can see, a little bit complex. And then finally, so that eventually calculates the pathfinding. So if you're curious about how the code works, yep, here it is, the code for calculating the path. It looks a bit more complex than it actually is. In reality, if you know A-star pathfinding, you should be able to fully understand everything that I've got here when I eventually make the course. If you understand A-star, then doing flow field is actually relatively similar. Basically, you cycle through all the neighbors, and then you see, okay, is moving from this neighbor onto the target position, is that one going to be faster or slower than from this neighbor to this one? If it is faster, then just update the cost, and then add that node onto the open list. Then you keep cycling through that open list until the open list is absolutely empty. Yeah, one of those characters over here on the bottom, you just have to talk. And if you want to customize it, you can go onto this page right here. And if you're curious as to how this whole thing works, there's tutorials down here at the bottom of this page. So this whole thing is a transparent Unity window. The way the characters are being animated, these are mesh-based animations. And the way that it's interacting with the YouTube API, that one is done through an HTTP request from Unity. And the characters themselves, those are pretty much exactly the characters that I use in my game, Battle Tycoon, with a bunch of randomness to make all the guest sprite sheets. So, yep. Probably won't be able to afford to learn Unity Dot. So for this one, I'm planning to make both a paid version and then a free sample. So I'm guessing the final course will be like 20 hours long, and I'll make a free sample on YouTube like 10 hours. So if you can't afford the whole course, you can still watch the beginning of the course, which will hopefully get you quite a lot of knowledge in terms of learning how to do things in dots and so on. So I'll try to make the more general things in the first part of the course, so anyone who wants to learn can learn, and then anyone who wants to learn this specific game with all these specific mechanics, you can continue watching for the rest of it. So hopefully, regardless, it should be nice. Hey, Urim, hey, how's it going? So yeah, anyways, I was saying pathfinding, so now I can click, and these are little pathfinding blockers, so they can go there. So if I click normally and there are no walls, they just move straight. And if I click over there, they see, okay, there's a wall right in between, so let's complete the path, go in there, and now get eaten by zombies. Yep. So yeah, making the pathfinding for this was actually quite a tricky thing, learning how to do all of this, especially because there isn't that much information on dots and data-oriented design and all of that. So yeah, building all of this was actually quite tricky. Actually, let me show, can I show? I don't know if I can show the debug visual, which is actually quite fun. Okay, so because I gotta get inside of the, because I modified how this whole thing worked on the grid single array on index. Yeah, let's go on index 0, try to see always the path on index 0 and try to see how that one goes, the grid empty array. And then for the target and destination grid position will be this one on this one dot grid destination. Okay, so let's see if I can showcase a visual. Let me just put this one on. Yeah, let me put just one, and then I'm basically going to erase the other one just to show a nice visual so you can see exactly what is a flow field, exactly how a flow field works. It's actually super simple, literally just a field of vectors. That is really pretty much it. So basically just a bunch of arrows that if you follow all the arrows, eventually you end up at the target. So in theory, it's actually relatively simple. Coding for life, yeah. I definitely do intend to write code for my entire life. I hope that by the time I'm 80 or 90 years old, I'm still writing code, making games. I hope so. That's the plan, at least. Okay, let me just enable this and let me disable the zombie spawners so I can play around just with my units. And let's see. So here it is. That's the flow field. You can see the units are... Oh, there you go. That one is walking by itself. So you can see some nodes are unwalkable. Those are the ones that have the walls inside of it. And you can see this little zombie. And there you go. Calculate the path in there. And you can see the entire map, all of the grid positions. All of them have the arrows pointing. And if you follow those arrows, eventually you reach at the final destination. So for example, if I got a unit over here, this one goes up, left, then goes up, then goes over here on this side, then goes left, 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 then over here goes down, 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 and eventually reaches the target position. So yeah, flow fields, very interesting, and the obvious advantage of this one, as opposed to something like A-star, in A-star pathfinding you have a start and an endpoint, whereas over here you just have an endpoint and you calculate basically from any point on the grid how to reach that target point. So the big benefit is if you have something like an RTS with tons and tons of units. Hey everyone, if you have an oh hey Ironclad VR, hey nice, yeah. Yeah, I've been researching on how to make a RTS game using dots, which has been an interesting thing. So I've been currently researching it. And yeah, for making an RTS game, then using flow fields is actually an excellent thing, because basically if I have just one zombie or a million zombies, the pathfinding is the exact same thing, because you just calculate the path for the target destination, like for example the player's main HQ. And then I can have like a million zombies anywhere in the world. They just need to follow the arrows and eventually they will reach the target position. Hey there, how's it going? Right, so yeah. So that's the rough idea behind the flow field, which is actually quite interesting. Another interesting thing was again, since I can't basically give the path back to the individual unit that created it, since I can't do that, basically the path is essentially cached. So I've got just one unit, just one entity that has this grid system data, which in turn has an array of this, an array of 50 of these grid singles, and each of these is what actually contains that grid data. So basically, if I enable the log, where's my log? Okay, let me just hide these visuals because these are no longer necessary. And yeah, I actually still got the log. Where did I put the log? Didn't I put a log? Did I put a log? Did I erase the log? Oh no, there you go. Yeah, so it's already doing a nice log. So basically, the paths are being cached, so I can do all kinds of things. Can I ask, are you using a buffer for selected units? Do you mean a dynamic buffer? Nope, I'm using unit selection. I'm basically just using a selected tag. So basically, as I go, in order to select multiple units, I find all the units, I get their position relative to the camera, and if they are within that little square selection area, then I just set the entity manager and set a component enable to true, and then when doing all kinds of actions, like for example, where's my move code? There you go. For moving multiple units, I just do a query on all units that are both friendly and select. So really just two tags. So select is either enable or disable. So that's how I'm handling the selection. So yeah, pretty simple. This can be similar to Command and Conquer. Yeah, that's the rough idea. So basically making a classic RTS. So there are units, I can move those units. Let me just, what did I get? Did I forget to disable that one? Wait, what? Okay. Where are you now? What? Wait, where are you destroying? Okay, that's odd. Did I duplicate any object accidentally or something? With multiplayer, not for starters. For starters, I'm really just focusing on just get it done in single player. But afterwards, yeah, I definitely want to research. Oh, hey, Daniel. Hey, thanks for being here. Yeah, so afterwards, I do want to research netcode for entities. Any reason you're not using system API? Just because this one is not I'm guessing, hey, thanks again for that. The unit selection manager, this one is a regular mono behavior. So yeah, that's the only reason. Because normally I do use the system API, which is what you've mentioned many times. So yeah, anytime that I can use the system API, I'm using that one. But on things that are just regular mono behaviors, yeah, just doing a entity query in order to find that thing. Although now this is a little bit strange, isn't it? Why is this now throwing an error? Okay, now this is random. Let me try unloading and reloading the scene. Oh god. Dot says so many random errors that show up, but what is going on now? Like, why is this one running the on destroy when it's... Did I change some? Is it still... No, because I've got no static data. Well, this is strange. Well, I guess I can just add a check there, but it is weird how when I start, why on earth is the on destroy running? I have no idea why that one would be running, but apparently this guy right here is null. Now the question is, why is this one destroying itself before starting itself? If it does, then naturally it is indeed null. Dot's bug. I mean, it's the first time that it's happened to me, so whatever it is. Oh, okay. 10-hour course. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Hey, I hope you learn a lot. Nice. Okay, so why is this one? So this whole thing is, so it's not the grid system array, is the value are doubling? Is this the one that is null? Well, this is strange. Is it because I played around with the, because I modified the size to make it just one. What? Why is that one? Okay, maybe I'm missing something, or I have no idea. You don't seem like a native English speaker. Nope, I'm not. Where are you from? Yep, I am from Portugal. I'm Portuguese. So, yep, that is why my accent is a little bit strange. Okay, what on earth is going on? All right. Why is this one giving me... I have no idea what is going on now. Yeah, it runs after. Why is it destroying so many things? All right. Okay, now I'm definitely confused. Am I missing something? I'm not missing something, so it's fine. Did I? No, everything is saved. Okay, I have no idea why this... I thought you were American. Really? Does my accent sound American? I mean, I learned by watching lots of maybe a rogue function pointer. Yeah, I have no idea why. It's the first time that I've seen that. Yeah, I'm guessing it has to do with some... I was thinking it was some static data because I modified this one to 1 or to showcase how it works and then back into 50. So now it kind of thinks that one is 1, but it's 50. But even on the... Why on earth isn't even the log? Yeah, the log itself isn't running. Okay, so I have no idea. And if I disable this and just have the subscene, nope, still throws a strange thing. I don't trust anyone with a white ID background. Well, then I guess you don't trust my eyes because my eyes do not work with the dark theme. So sorry, but that's kind of the thing. Yeah, trying to do a restart. Very strange. I never encountered that, so no idea. I mean, the stack trace, in theory, it was going over here onto the grid system, but the log itself, this one was not running. So very strange. So this one over here, one of these lines was throwing a null reference, but it wasn't printing any of these logs. So yeah, that was interesting. Very strange. Okay, why are you still messed up in the system-based registry thing mapping systems to their functions? My question is, why are you, well, at least now it ran the log, but it ran the log afterwards. Line at least correct? Yeah, 327. So this one runs, but that one on a null, supposedly on 329. Okay. I wasn't expecting to have a random bug like this. I assume it's a bug because I can't really figure out what else might be the issue. Oh, the reference. Yeah, I did log all of them, but nope. Yeah, but even if, like in theory, so this, oh crap, it's not this one. In theory, it's going through 329, but how are you, even if it's off by 1, even if it's this one or this one, why on earth isn't it running this log? Is it something related to maybe burst compile does something strange where it runs things out of order? I have no idea. It messes up the inline numbers. Look, line up or down. Oh, is it maybe not like in this function at all? Could it? Wait. Ah. Okay, well, I just figured out what is the answer. It's exactly over here on this one. So yeah, that is a very interesting question. Yeah. So yeah, the issue is exactly over here because I disabled the I disabled over here my grid system debug. I disabled the log, so this instance is indeed going to be null. So yeah, I guess it is. Well, it's good to know. So thanks, Danny. That is good to know. It's good to know that the source generation might get the lines up or down by a little bit. So it says line 329, but it's actually over here on this one. So if I add a little question mark, if I am correct, then this is indeed the solution. And now it is not going to have that error. So let's see. Run play. And there you go, this worked. All right, so that was fun. Okay, that was a good thing to find out. All right, so apparently source generation changes a bunch of things around and might end up modifying something. So the issue was not any of this, had nothing to do with destroy. It was just up here, except for some reason source generation said it was like 8 lines afterwards. All right, so yeah, so that was fun. Figuring out one bug and what happened. By the way, Danny, do you know how to get rid of this annoying error message? It's really annoying. I'm assuming that it's related to dots because on non-dots projects I don't have it. But every time that I use the window to search, if I search for something like unit, then all of a sudden for some reason it shows up that bug. Or if I go right-click and find all references, then it also shows that. Same thing going to debug and so on. So yeah. Yeah, don't use yes community. I mean, it has always served me very well. It has always worked very well. But yeah, this is the only strange one that I have no idea why that happens. But yeah. From your experience, what do you miss about Unity that you would love to see implemented? That's tricky because honestly, I think one of my biggest benefits is how I'm very adaptable. So if Unity doesn't have something, I can easily adapt to that and figure out some way of making it work. But if I had to say something, I would probably say 2D pathfinding, because as far as I know they've updated the navigation package, but as far as I know, it still does not support 2D. So I do think that would be something that Unity definitely should add some 2D pathfinding so you can make 2D games and so on. Essentially, our source gen has to solve the problem of we don't call your code, we call your regenerated version of your code. That means you don't get line debugging, and so we do, line to remap. Oh, that's interesting. Oh. Going back to rewatch here. Yeah, the error was a standard null reference exception, so the only thing was really just the line, because I disabled the grid system debug. I've got I can see right down here, I've got a mono behavior with that script, but I disabled it in order to hide debug. And of course, if the game object is disabled, then this awake never runs, so the instance is never set. So over here on this one was throwing a null reference exception because of course it was null, so just adding the little question mark that solves it. So yeah, really the only issue was just the line being on another place. If I had seen it was on this line, I would know immediately what was the issue. Okay, so anyways, let me do a little bit of work. What did I want to do? Well, yeah, I wanted to try spawning a horde and try to figure out how do I make that happen. Okay, so let me think a little bit for what do I need to spawn a horde. So for a horde, let me enable the other zombies as well. Hey Marusha, taking a break from video editing. Oh, nice. Yeah, video editing is always something. I gotta say, it's still a task that nowadays I still very much don't enjoy. It has to be done. Oh, did I forget to? They're all on the same pathfinding. So let me just. Because yeah, video editing, it's I mean, at least, even though I still don't really enjoy it, I have gotten quite a lot more efficient at it, so at least that is good. 2 more days before my GD video is finished. Wow, that is a long edit. So yeah, best of luck with that. Should disable reload domain. Yep, that's the dots recommendation. So yep, I did do that. So I've got my units. Move around, start killing zombies, and so on. Okay. Favorite essential asset packages you import to use in every project. Oh, 75 minutes. Wow, that is a super long video. Yeah, in terms of packages, I don't know because normally I make projects to make videos, and that doesn't. So that means that I can't really use any packages, any assets, and so on. So usually I don't really use too much. I use my own utilities that I copy into pretty much every project. Just has a bunch of nice helper things. But yeah, in terms of packages themselves, not really. Yeah, Odin. Yeah, exactly. If I wasn't making something to then publish the project files and so on, if I wasn't doing that, then yeah, absolutely, I would use Odin. Odin is extremely useful. If you use it, it's one of those things, the more you use, the more it actually benefits you. So yeah, using Odin would definitely be one of the main things. And the A-Star Pathfinding project, I've used that one. So pretty much the things that I've covered in my asset review series, or my playlists, my asset review series, which I haven't done in quite a while. Yeah, basically A-Star Pathfinding, really awesome. Odin Inspector, really awesome. If you have 2D games, then this one, the all-in-one sprite shader, is really awesome. If you want to do destruction, then Brayfire is really awesome. The Quantum Console, this one is definitely really awesome. Yeah, I've used this one quite a lot in my... Actually, a lot of these I've used in my game, Dinky Guardians. I use the Quantum Console, super useful for running all kinds of testing commands. And Feel... Oh crap, it's not this. I've got the little thing. So yeah, Feel is really awesome. Really great for adding all kinds of polish to your game. So yeah, basically a lot of the things that I've covered here are actually extremely good. So if you're looking for tools to help you, definitely look into these videos because a lot of these are extremely good. Yeah, it's been like 3 years, 2 years since I've done this. I definitely would like to do a lot more asset reviews. I just need to figure out the time to be able to do it. But yeah, there's a lot of awesome stuff. Do a video on task await. It's still a bit confusing to me. Yeah, I gotta say that to me it is also still confusing. Every time that I have to work with async await, I have to relearn how the whole thing works because yeah, it is always basically you mark a function as async. I don't know, it's always every time I work with that, every time I always have to do some of it, like public async void test function. So you do something like this, and then up here you do like an await test function, and over here you do like a yield return something like that. I don't know, it's always very, and basically if you have something as async, you can make it make this one return a task of type object. I think it's something like this. Like I said, I always have to relearn how, oh, this one is writing code. That's yeah, so basically when it comes to task, await, and async, this is always still very complex, still to myself. I still don't know. Yeah, TyroDev, he makes a lot of awesome stuff, so yeah, I'm sure he would use it quite a lot. But yeah, because making async and await, basically, yeah, it's not just you, at least for me, I also find it quite confusing, and every time that I have to use it, I always have to relearn how the whole thing works, so yeah, it is quite tricky. Okay, so let me think for a little bit. So I want to do a horde. So what do I need for a horde? I need some kind of start position. I need some amount of units that I want to spawn. Then I want to spawn those, and those should automatically go and attack the HQ. Which actually is a good question. Why aren't these guys attacking the HQ? I think it's because they've got the random walking. Let me see, what did I put on this prefab? Our news, Mark Brown. Oh yeah, launched his demo. Yeah, I saw it. That was actually quite interesting, and I haven't actually seen the... Curious to see how many wish lists does he have. Mind over magnet. I'm guessing he's got a mountain. Ooh, nice. 1,600, so about 20,000 wish lists. So yeah, very nice. And the game does look quite interesting. I mean, I'm usually not one for platformers, puzzle platformers. I always suck at it, but yeah, the game does look very nice. I love the visual. I think it looks really awesome. Yeah, visually very compelling, very nice. That good. Oh, you got to meet Mark Brown. Oh, nice. I only met him for like 5 minutes at a Unite in Montreal like 2 years ago, I think. So yeah, I only spoke to him for about 5 minutes, but yeah, he was nice. He was cool. That was fun. So yeah, I hope the game comes out nicely. Yeah, because he's been working on this for quite a while, and well, it does seem to be coming along nicely. So that should be fun. Async await is easier than dots. Is it? I don't know. Async await is something that is always tricky, but yeah, I guess, I mean, dots is something super massive. So yeah, learning just one small thing is easier than learning a giant massive thing. Okay, so let me focus. I really want to. Why don't you use dark theme? Because dark theme burns my eyes. By the way, Danny, if you're still here, is there a better way of doing this? Like getting references to prefabs? Basically, this is the way that I came up with. I just made a singleton. So just a standard entity holding all my references to all my prefabs. And I've got the game objects, and I just convert them all into prefabs. And then the code, whenever I want to spawn some kind of thing, I just go inside this one. So on my barrack system that spawns some units, I do a get singleton in order to find the entity's references, and then from that one, I choose the prefab to spawn. But is there a better way to do this? That is my question. That seems right. Oh, because one thing that I do wish I had, because usually when I make this kind of thing where I define some kind of, hey Timbo, hey, how's it going? Usually when I make something like this about spawning entities, usually what I do is I have scriptable objects, and inside the scriptable object over here, I would have a field for the prefab. But I'm pretty sure that I cannot put an entity prefab reference here, right? So yeah, that would be nice. Would be nice if I was able to do that so that I could keep all the data directly inside the scriptable object as opposed to having an entities reference, but yeah. You can. Oh, can you? How? Please teach me. So what do I do? Can I put an entity here? Just the prefab entity. Authoring? Do I? Because like this, if this one makes a field, then I can't drag it on, or can I drag it on there? Okay, now that I'm thinking, I think I didn't actually try it out, but nope. Because it did not, apparently. Cool docs on authoring and baking. Yeah, that is what I'm doing, but that's what I'm doing on the entities reference over here. Yeah, I am using the baker. So I get the prefabs for like the soldier prefab. I get that one. Then I use get entity in order to do that and so on. Too much there. You just need to ensure you are baking in the saved entity. So over here, I put a game object. So, but this is going to be the prefab game object. So where are you using the scriptable object? Just got a reference for it on, usually I've got a general game assets class, which is really just a way to get references. So I've got this one placed in the scene, and then I drag the references for all of these things. For example, I've got one for unit type list, and then inside the unit type list, inside that one, I've got references, scriptable objects for each of them, and so on. But basically over here, so I've got a prefab, so how do I convert this into an entity? Are you saying, where's my barracks? Barracks. No, not the authoring. Wait, is it? No. The barracks system, what do I got? Yeah, so basically over here, I've got this one, so let me think, that actually might not be better, because I don't necessarily have the I got the unit. Okay, so what I was thinking might actually not be better because, I mean, basically, game assets, the instance, let me go inside the unit type list SO and get like the soldier unit. So unit type SO, soldier unit type SO. So I've got this one. In case you need the thing you currently have. Oh, okay. So you're saying over here on this one, make this one a bakeable thing. But then how do I... Oh, are you... Okay, I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, but I think you're saying... where's my... Oh god, I got way too many things open. Let me close some of these. So you're basically saying to keep the game object reference inside the scriptable object, and then over here when I got this one to author on this, or can you save an entity inside a scriptable object? Actually, I have no idea. Can that one save something? Any tips on staying focused? My best tip is use a to-do list. So that's my, where's my camera? I don't know where my camera is. There you go. That's my to-do list for the various things that I do. That is one of the main ways that I stay focused. Basically just have a list of tasks to do and then just go task by task, do each kind of thing individually. And if you do that, at least you have a plan from which to work on. So usually, at least for me, I find that helps quite a bit. Game assets becomes the thing you put in a subscene. Better baker for game assets and create an entity like in entities reference authoring. But at that point, you wouldn't really... yeah, at that point would end up kind of the same thing. So I wouldn't end up with the scriptable object itself having an entity. It would still be on some kind of entities references. But does this one, yeah, let me just see. Is this technically possible? Can I store an entity inside a, because in theory, I could have, for example, my baker over here. Baker does a bunch of things. Then, actually, this one is probably going to throw a null reference. But in theory, then I could go and grab the, or actually, I can put the unit type SO for the soldier unit type SO. So I could go into this one, and then on this one, dot prefab entity equals get entity. Wait, do I? Oh, because this one is not on the right. Never mind. It's the authoring. Authoring for the prefab entity. The get the entity for the this one dot game object and this one dot dynamic. Will this work? Can I store a prefab entity inside a scriptable object? System write the entity back to the SO. Yeah, so would this technically work? So if I go over here, so this is my zombie unit, so let me grab the zombie, put it over there. Let me put this on the debug. Oh, entities do not show up on debug. Okay, I expected that to work, but no. Okay, sure, fine. Let me put over here. Oh, I actually put soldier by my. Yeah, so inside the soldier, in theory, if I pass in the soldier, the unit soldier, pass in that one, in theory, this one should actually be baked, I think. If I do a debug.log, technically that might work. Okay, interesting. Yeah, apparently that did work. Okay, that is... Alright, so perhaps this might be a better approach. That way I can use basically the same setup that I've always used, basically have an SO, and the SO has that, and then, yeah, for spawning the, where's my building barracks? Over here on this one. I'm going from that one to find that, so instead of going through there, I could grab the unit soldier, so for example the soldier, and over here instead of spawning for that one, let's spawn this one right here, go inside this one, prefab entity. Okay, let's see if I can spawn soldiers. I'm guessing this one is going to make a different thing, so 396. Let's see if now it is going to be different. Well, I guess it is deterministic, so technically I'm assuming this is a different object, different entity, just with the exact same name. But anyways, so now if I place some barracks, and if I go inside and I spawn a soldier, let's see if it spawns. Ah, something went wrong. Source entity is not a valid entity. Okay. Get entity essentially just means baker. Please get me the already baked version of this entity. If not, then bake it. So, but you can only call get entity directly from inside a baker class, right? So why did this one now say source is not a valid entity? Did I'm guessing the error was on that one. Actually use manage components to store actual scriptable objects to using Unity object by ref. Oh, okay. I haven't looked at. I saw that component, but I haven't yet used it myself. Wait, the source entity is not a valid entity. So is this one not doing printing out the same thing? Oh crap! This one, the engine. Let me place some barracks and spawn unit, And let's see what this one says. Yeah, it does say the same thing. So why is this one saying source entity is not a valid entity? Yeah, because it is 100.396, 100.396, but it says it is not a valid entity. Why is this one not valid? Why can't I spawn this one? It seems like the rest of it worked. So basically I've got the sortable object inside. It did store correctly the entity that was baked. So that's the one on the, where is the entity's reference? Yeah, basically went inside this one called get entity for the prefab game object inside the soldier unit type SO. So yeah, it looks like that one. This bake is different than the runtime entity. What do you mean? The so basically over here, this one, this soldier is working, which was doing the same thing, yeah, converting a game object into that one. Then this one over here, for some reason, is not working. Baking is when it creates an entity to serialize, then hitting play deserializes that entity. So is it maybe using the one from the previous run? Is that the issue? Because if I try doing the exact same thing, I'm guessing that one will work. So then how do I make this one run at the same time? My question is, given the whole complexity of the framework, do you think it's worth the learning? Well, if you need the benefits that it needs, the benefits that it gives you, then yeah, it is absolutely worth it. I mean, it is naturally more complex, but the benefits are monumental. So if you have a game kind of like an RTS, or really if you have just one specific part inside your whole game that requires extreme performance, if you have just that, then yeah, using dots for that part of thing, it's probably not too difficult to learn how to do just one system. Basically, the issue over here is that I'm trying to build pretty much all of it using things. Oh, that's interesting. Why is that one version 5? I don't know. So basically, this entity is being created and destroyed. Is that it? So if I go inside the system.api.exists, let me see. Technically, does this one no longer exist? Oh crap, I didn't. Learned Unity for about 5 years now. Nice. Recently started working on projects in Unreal and GameMaker, and I haven't delved into Dots. I'm sure they also have something similar though. I mean, Dots is really ECS, Entity Component System, which is a non-Unity thing. It's a general programming thing. So I'm sure that there are some ECS frameworks for GameMaker or Unreal, and if you need these kinds of benefits, I mean, it's not going to have. Look at that, it does not exist. Interesting. That is interesting. So yeah, if you need performance, I mean, in those things, you are not going to have burst in the job system, which are definitely massively beneficial things, great things for Unity. But yeah, just using a data-oriented design, just using entity component system, that by itself is probably going to give you quite a lot of benefits. Finishing Total World Liberation of Nuts course is done. I don't know, the plan is later on this year, so I don't know when that will be. Okay, so anyway, so this looks interesting. I'll definitely have to research this a little bit, but yeah, it is interesting how the entity gets baked, but then stops existing. So yeah, I will look into that, because yeah, I didn't know that I could store something inside of here, so that might do some interesting refactoring to figure out how to make that work. But anyways, that's kind of the issue with live streams. I get too enthusiastic answering questions and all kinds of things that I then forget to do some actual work. So okay, let me finally do a Horde. And hey, Aruanha Studio, hey, thanks for becoming a channel member. All right, that's nice, thanks. Is that the only approach to have a horde of enemies, like in the millions? Probably, unless you want to write your own super fast multi-threaded code, super fast rendering code, and so on. If you use dots, yeah, that's probably going to save that by quite a little bit. Okay, so let me think. So I want to spawn a horde, so what am I going to do? Let me just do something super basic. Okay, so let me spawn a new empty game object, call it a horde. Let me go inside the authoring component and make some kind of horde authoring component. And I also sometimes get sidetracked during our streams. Yeah, that is that is the issue that always happens. Baker of the Horde authoring, and down here for the just call it Horde, component data. Okay, and I don't know what do I want to have on there. So for this one, what do I want? On the Horde, I want to have some kind of flow 3 for the spawn position. Oh, Pirate Software is doing a game jam. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. July next year. That is nice. Flow 3 not found. Let me add it. Okay, so I need some kind of spawn position. Then I need some kind of int for the spawn amount, some kind of thing. And I think that's really it, because then I'm going to spawn them, and in theory, they should automatically go towards the HQ. So it should go like that. Just talked to us rather than working on a project, trying to do both at the same time, which is a little bit tricky, but yeah. Okay, so for the spawn position, let me put that as a game object or a transform for the spawn position, and the spawn amount is like that, sure. Then add a component onto this entity, a new Horde, and put something. So for the spawn amount, authoring.spawn amount, and for the spawn position, authoring.spawn position. Okay, so that should give me enough data. Then obviously I want to spawn it at some time, and I don't want to spawn. Okay, so let me put a float for the spawn timer, and then just make sure it only spawns one. So already spawn something like this. Say for the spawn timer, spawn timer, authoring.spawn timer, okay, and the already spawn equals authoring.already spawn. All right. Okay, I think that's all the data that I need for that one. Let me just add it and see. Horde. Let me add the Horde authoring. Okay, so for the spawn position, let me add another game object for the Horde spawn position. Except I spawned it outside. Let me put it over there. Okay, now let me figure out where am I going to put this. Where are you here? Go down there. All right, let's spawn a Horde way over there off to the side. So something like over there. Nice. So that's the Horde spawn position. Let me go inside the Horde and drag the reference for that one. Okay, for the spawn amount, let's start small, just 10 of them. For the spawn timer, after 5 seconds, and nope, not already spawned. Okay, great. How scriptable object work with entity? I mean, they worked by the same thing, meaning you can access them anywhere. So for example, I've had a while ago when I was trying out this one, so you can access a scriptable object from inside of this. Although, of course, a scriptable object is not a component, so you can't use the standard for each in order to do a query and all kinds of things. But yeah, you can access it. You could have, for example, all this logic inside a job, something that is super fast, and then just outside grab the scriptable object, do whatever you want with it, pass whatever data you want to the thing itself, and yeah, so it does work quite a bit. Cannot think of more. Yeah, I guess it is a bit of a different Horde, but yeah, I guess so. Okay. Going to lurk mode, going to work on my Unity code animation. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, and the syntax highlighter. Oh, I saw that on Twitter. That looks nice. How'd you handle the colors? That must be quite tricky to identify what is a function, what is a thing in order to do. Did you use some kind of third-party library, or did you make your own? Because yeah, being able to basically writing code in order to identify this is a function, this is a parameter, this is something, that sounds super complex. So yeah. What's your favorite CNC game? I mean, as a kid, I loved Red Alert 2, and then growing up, I loved Generals. So that was kind of my two. I think I still play the original Red Alert a very long time ago, although I don't think I played the original Command & Conquer. I think that one came out in what, like the end of the 80s? Command & Conquer. Hero's Revenge. Yeah, I played that one for a little bit. When is this? Yeah, Generals is definitely still awesome nowadays. When was this? Oh, the first one was in 95. Was it? The first Command and Conquer? Yeah, so they made Dune, which I never actually played that. Oh, it was 95. I thought it was a bit older. Interesting. And then Red Alert in 96. Wow, just the year afterwards. That was crazy. The Tiberium series, that was so strange. Red Alert Yuri. Ah, crap, not that. Yeah, the Yuri's Revenge, that was definitely an interesting one. So when was Generals out? Oh, it was in 2K3. All right. Yeah, Generals is awesome. Then Zero Hour was also awesome. Then I don't think I ever played Command & Conquer 4 and 3. Just played for a little bit. So, yeah. Imagine releasing a game in just a year. Yeah, that is definitely quite insane. Especially one of these, an RTS game back in days when there were no tools. Yeah, doing that from 95 to 96, that is quite a lot. Yeah. Alert 3 was great, yeah. I've seen the clips. Well, I don't know if I can play this on stream or I won't get the perfect. Well, I can't really listen to it myself because I don't have the headphones.
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
Oh man, that's just crazy. Let's use that clip. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, if you're making a game, then yeah, using clips from Command & Conquer, that is always hilarious. Yeah, that's definitely one of the best parts about the games is the very silly live action things. Yeah, that was definitely quite fun. What general sermons? Oh, I didn't know there were general sermons. That is interesting. It's an incremental fast syntax parser, so it highlights better than most IDEs without the problem of a language server, which is often slow. Oh, that is interesting. That sounds quite complex. General soundtracks were good. Yeah, they were really good. Actually found yeah, there you go. So if you want to listen to that, I found this randomly the other day and then just listen to it non-stop. Really awesome. So yeah, if you like the music, which I agree, it is really awesome. Like, definitely go on and watch that. Really awesome. The original music being played, really cool, really nice. Okay, let me finally do a little bit of work. Okay, so I've got the Horde spawn, then I've got the some kind of Horde spawn system. So let me create a new entities system for the Horde spawn system. Okay. So now on this one, I don't really need the onCreate, don't really need the onDestroy, all this. All right, so on this one, do a system API, do a query for what? For the refrw for the Horde component. Is that the only one that I need? Maybe. Doing a for each refrw Horde for the Horde. Do I just need this one? That seems way too easy, but yeah, I guess so. So basically on the Horde, I've got the value RW for the spawn timer. Count that down by system API .time.delta time. Okay, so I count that down, and if it is under 0, then let me check if this one, or actually no. So if the horde.value.ro.is, what did I call it? Already spawned. If that one already spawned, then break or continue, because I guess I should be able to have multiple Horde places. Hey Arian, good evening. Okay, so count down the spawn timer, and over here I want to spawn. And then for spawning, let me remember the zombie building. What did I call it? Yeah, because I don't remember. That's kind of the issue with the with dots, is way too many scripts. It's kind of hard to remember where did I place all the logic. Just trying to remember how did I handle the spawning. Yep, there you go. Just grabbing my entities references and then spawning it. And then yeah, gotta get a command buffer. Actually, did I? Yeah, I did get that one. Okay, good. So get the command buffer, and then I'm basically just going to spawn all the zombies. Yeah, so this one is all that. So yep, it should be that simple. So I'm going to spawn a bunch of them. So for anti under, let's go inside the horde dot the value ro dot spawn amount I++, spawn all of these, and I'm going to spawn them inside the spawn position. So for the local transform, let me add Unity transforms and go inside the horde, value ro, and the spawn position. I should probably add some randomness instead of having them spawn literally from the same place and at the same time. Okay, I'm going to have to add some kind of... Okay, I'm going to need to add some kind of logic for spawning at different times, but okay. So float 3 for the spawn position, and this is the spawn position, okay. And local transform dot from the spawn position, all right. Oh, now I don't want the random walking, so I literally just want to spawn it, right? I think so. I think so. Except right now, I think this is going to have an issue. Okay, now, why am I... Oh, because I can spawn, but then adding components, that was the thing that was causing a structural change, so that is why I use the anti-command buffer. Although, actually, which one is the better approach? Should I just instantiate it over here directly? Or instantiate... Can't I? Yeah, I can. Okay, so I don't know which one is supposed to be the better option. Spawn it right here, or spawn it on the command buffer, but... either way, so this should be working. Let me just put it with very few things, just to see if it is indeed spawning. Down to the horde. Let me spawn timer 5. Let me spawn just 5, just like that. Okay, where's my horde spawn position? Right there. Okay, so let's see if they spawn after 5 seconds. Should spawn something. 1 2 3 4 5. There you go. Oh boy. Oh boy, I forgot. Okay, stop. That was way too many. All right, yeah, obviously I forgot to set the already spawned. I kind of have to do that, otherwise they're gonna spawn forever, so let's make sure to stop that. Okay, so now it should spawn just 5 just 5 zombies instead of 5,000. So hopefully that should be a little bit better. Yeah, a bit of a stack overflow, I guess. When 6.0 will be released officially, if I had to guess, I would say right around, there you go, yeah, they spawn, great, 5 of them. If I had to guess, I would say Unity Unite, which is happening, which by the way, they actually just launched registration, and I'm pretty sure right now I can actually say that they have invited me, so I won't be there at Unite, so if any of you are also there, it would be fun. I hear a dog. Yeah, he woke up and it's his paws on the floor. Makes a lot of sound, makes a lot of noise. So yeah, if any of you are also going to Unite Barcelona, Spain on September something, that should be fun. Hey Danny, yeah, it would be nice to see you again. So yeah, if any of you are going in September, and yeah, I'm guessing that Unity 6, that version, I'm guessing won't be out either by then, before then, or shortly after. So yeah, if I had to guess on the final release, that would be around that. Okay, so yeah, so this one is spawning, but they are not going for the HQ, even though I already did the HQ attacking system. What did I call it? What did I call enemy attack HQ system? There you go. Suddenly I have no means of getting to Spain. Yeah, thankfully for me, it's actually pretty close, so it should be like a 1-hour plane ride. So thankfully that should be a fast flight. Get there and it should be fun. So no issues with jet lag and so on. I see you use iSystem more than system base. Yep, as far as I know, you should ideally use iSystem as much as possible and only use system base when you can't use it. But I have to say it's been a while since I've read documentation on that, so I'm not 100% certain on what are the differences, but yeah, as far as I know, it's like that. Because basically, right now, I'm pretty sure I've used iSystem on literally everything that I've written so far, so I'm not entirely sure what are the things that I can't do inside of an iSystem that I can do on a system base, but that may also be due to the fact that right now I'm still on the prototype and I still haven't haven't done anything with jobs and so on. So I'm just writing regular code, and then I will make it. But yeah, so far just using AI systems, and yeah, it seems to be going quite well. Okay, what was I doing? All right, the attacking the enemies. Okay, if you have an active target, ignore. And I think the issue over here, yep, exactly, with non-patron positions, and I'm pretty sure that I added patron positions to all of them by default. So let me go inside where are my zombies? My zombies, my enemy, my zombie prefab, because this one should not have a patron position. Yeah, I shouldn't have this one on that one. So, oh, by the way, Danny, since you're here, is there an issue with using a native array inside a component? Because that was something that I thought I couldn't do, but then I was able to do it. So I have no idea if it is something that I should be doing or not. Like, for example, over here on my grid system, in order to generate the flow field, I basically have an array in order to cache on different flow fields. So flow field on index A goes into this position, on index B goes into this one, and so on. So yeah, is this something that I can do? Storing native array directly inside an iComponent? Is it? Because I'm not sure. Because initially when I started doing this, I was making, yes, I know you can do it. It just won't work in a job, nor can you use component lookups on that component. Okay, interesting. If that's the limitations, then I don't think it's a problem. So I can't use it in a job. Yeah, I don't think that's a problem, because I still haven't converted this into jobs, but when I do, yeah, basically I will make one job for each of this grid single, as opposed to being a job. Yeah, it will be a normal job as opposed to an entities job. So yeah, I guess if those are the two limitations, then yeah, I guess this one works. Get singleton to get the component. Yeah, because I have just one object that has the grid system data, and then inside that one has the multiple grids. In this case, has 50 grids for 50 different flow fields that are cached. And then each of those has the grid single, which has the array of the entities and does all of the logic. So, okay, so yeah, so good to know. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure that I don't need to put this one inside a job. I just need to grab the grid single individually. So hopefully, all right, great. So that is good. Because yeah, because previously what I was doing is basically what I'm still doing over here on the patron positions, which is I just hard coded like 10 different grids. So I just had a mountain of copy pasted code, basically for each grid, for grid 0, grid 1, grid 2, grid 3, and so on. Hey Danny, hey, how's it going? Yeah, so I basically was copy pasting a lot of that because I assumed that I couldn't use a native array directly inside a component, and I tried it and it worked. So yeah, that does help simplify things, as opposed to having, for example, this. I need to refactor this one to use a native array instead of having a mountain of positions and then doing all of that. If I can use an array, then that would simplify this code by quite a little bit. So yeah, great to know that it does actually work. That is nice. What's a DOTS Unity game? DOTS is the data-oriented technology stack. Do they have the nice page? Basically, if you want to do things insanely fast, then yeah, go ahead and do it. Fixed list is the thing. Oh, interesting. So what is the difference between a fixed list and an array? Because a native array is already fixed, right? What is a fixed list? Oh, you've got a fixed number of bytes. All right, okay, that's interesting. So I can put something on there. RTs and manage. So I can put components like a grid object that's on the grid system dot grid object. So in theory, I can have a list of 128 bytes. Okay, that is interesting. For arrays, you can attach dynamic buffer. Yeah, I'm using that for some things, like for queuing up the units to be spawned from from the barracks. I'm using a dynamic buffer in order to do all of those. But yeah, okay, so fixed list. That sounds interesting. I'll have to look into it. Yeah, I'm not learning that. I mean, if you want massive performance, then DOTS is really unbeatable. So if you want that, then it is complex, but definitely worth it to learn. So anyways, okay, so I've got the patron positions, and he's obviously doing this. Okay, so All right, let me just solve that one issue. Basically, the issue is it's not running on the patron positions, and so I think the only issue is I just want one of these enemies. So I think it's this one that is meant to be walking around. Okay, so this one is good. Let me copy this component, get rid of it from the prefab itself, so they don't all have patron positions automatically. Okay, so get rid so they don't have it. Then this one, let me add it just onto this one. There you go. So now this one has no override on that one, so that should work. Have to make a simple game using dots. Yep, that is also something I very much would like to do. Make something like Flappy Bird, something super simple, super fast, in just a couple of hours. Make it, that would be a fun project. Okay, so the logic is working. I just need to add the other, because I don't want all of these guys to be attacking the HQ, because they're supposed to be randomly walking. Only the ones over here, only the ones on the Horde, only those are supposed to be going. Okay, so let me add that. It's actually, thankfully, it's super simple. The enemy attack HQ system, with all, with none. Let me just add something just to make it a little bit more readable. Oh, by the way, Danny, if you're still here, I have another question, which is, what do I do if I have a query that has more than 7 components? Because that is an issue that I encountered, which was quite tricky. Because from what I've read from the update on the dots roadmap, apparently aspects are eventually going away at some point. So I'm not sure what is the current recommended solution if I want to use more than 7 components. Oh, component lookup. Okay, that might indeed be the answer. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Although I assume that is going to be less efficient. But yeah, because I had a bunch on the, I think it was on the unit mover system, where thankfully I was able to get rid of some of them, where I was, yeah, just over here. Like, in order to make it work, I need all of these, because I'm using a bunch of enable references. I need a bunch of things in order to make all this work. So yeah, once I got to the point where I added one more, I had like an extra unit. And yeah, it suddenly everything broke, and I saw that the limit over here on the query was really just for 7 of them. So yeah, I guess that's a component lookup. Yeah. Okay, so good. It's less efficient, but I guess that would indeed work well. All right, so yeah, thanks. Okay, so over here with none patron positions and with none of the random wonking, because I also don't want you to run that. What's a query? Basically, all the entities, they have components attached to them, and the query basically checks for a certain amount of components, like a certain entity, a certain group of components, like component entity, the component target position, and so on. Basically gives you all the entities that have those components. So like, for example, over here, this is the system for the enemy attacking the HQ. And over here, I'm doing a system API, I'm doing a query. And I'm querying for, I want to grab the local transform, so that's basically the transform component. I want to grab the unit, even though over here I'm actually not using it. This is the one that has the data for the unit type and so on. I'm grabbing the target, which is how I define what object I'm going to target, I'm going to attack. The target position, which is basically how do I move the unit. And unit events, that's just the way that I'm handling events. So basically this one is going to do a cycle through every single entity that has all of these components. If it does not have one of these, then it's not included. And like it says here, with a bunch more filtering, so those need to make sure to not have patron positions and not have random walking. So basically, the issue that I was having was that the zombies that were spawning, instead of walking randomly, they were going towards the HQ. But now that I add the with none, and nope, it is still going. Where is it still going? Did I not save it? I did save it. Okay, do you not have the random walking? You do. Okay, what? Okay, I'm not entirely sure why. It's the random walking, right? That's what I called it. I am pretty sure. So where are those going? That's strange. I can actually click on the entity, can I inspect the entity in some way? Oh crap, this is opening that one. Yeah, this is the tricky thing about spawned entities, is clicking to select them is quite tricky. This one is basically selecting the mesh, but I have no idea which one, so I gotta figure out. Okay, well, I guess it's one of these spawned ones. The runtime, and does this one have? Yeah, it does have the random walking component. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure as to why are this. Is the random walking, did I make this enableable? Nope. They are in tech range. Are they? I'm pretty sure they're not. Because if I stop this one, yeah, if I just stop this system from running, I'm pretty sure they won't actually attack. So that is, oh crap. Yeah, there you go. They are walking randomly. Okay, that's a bit strange. Oh, peraí. So they are walking randomly. Why are they being? Okay, no, I'm not sure. No, because if I disable this one, then they move around randomly. So why is this one? So I put with none random walking. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is meant to be an and, so that's a bit strange. With empty access, with empty entity. Let's do a debug log on this entity. Right query, no verbal query, Timor. Doing a query of a query? Cycling through queries? Are you talking about as a way of having more types? Okay, so this is really strange. What am I missing here? You are spawning, like for example, 1, 4, 2, 3. Yeah, it is spawning this one. Some Star Wars language. Is it? I mean, if you know generics, if you know, I mean, it just formatted in a bit of a strange way, just because there's a lot of things. But yeah. But why is this one running? I'm not sure why this one. Like, what am I missing here? They all have random walking, so with none won't return anything because they all have one. Yeah, those are not supposed to be moving towards the HQ. So this is very strange. So if I go inside the system API that has component random walking, in theory, this should be false because entities with random walking should not be inside of this query. So that is strange. Okay. Okay, so now I'm not too sure. Source gen doesn't actually care about the amount of generic art, just haven't added any. Yeah, I guess it would be nice to have like 20 components. Either that or the aspects. I mean, again, the only reason why I'm not using aspects is because I read on the roadmap that apparently they're not going to exist for very long, or they're going to change massively, so I don't want to use that. But yeah, it should be able to have their own query. Okay, good, that would be good. That looks hard. I mean, any sort of game development is always hard when you're trying to do something, but yeah, that's definitely part of the process. Well, then, yeah, over here I have no idea why this one. Why do I have with none, but then it is running things that have Am I missing something? No, it's with none. Exactly. Oh, never mind. Okay, I'm stupid. Sorry. I'm pretty sure it's because you can't have multiple things, so it should be a comma here. Oh, God. Ah. There you go. That's how you find out when you make something stupid, a dumb mistake, and it just happens. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's that simple. Apparently, you can have multiple with none. If you want, you put that and you add all the things that you want to not include. Now, I'm guessing right now it won't work correctly. Or maybe I'm not. Okay, so now I'm even more confused. Okay, I thought I finally got it, but nope. Now I'm still even confused. Okay, I really thought I had the answer there, but I have no idea. Because I'm doing with none. That looks confusing now. Yeah, it's always changing. But seriously, why? What if I had just with none with... Wait, the... No. Is the one an and? No, it's an or, isn't it? Well, now I don't know. Okay, this one is... Try with none before with all. Okay, does the order matter? It shouldn't matter, I'm guessing. Because... Yeah, we've done random walking. Okay. Nope, there they go still. What on earth is going on? Huh. Wait, never mind. Wait, what? Okay, now I'm extremely confused. Only now I noticed this one was returning false. So in theory, it says that guy does not have the component, but he does have the component. What in the world? Oh. No, so apparently the query is correct, but this is not correct. What? Okay, I have to say I am very, very confused. Okay, so the query is saying, so this one is saying false, meaning this one does not have the component, which makes sense to be running here, but it does have the component. Am I running this on something else? No, entity. Yeah. Let me go spawn one. Okay, so for example, this one, 101.3 something 2. Can I search 101.3? Oh crap, do I have to manually? Yeah, because it doesn't have that name. So it won't be one of these. So 101.332, that one. Wait, there's no 332? Or did it die? Let me spawn another one. Wait, now it's going for the same one? No, it's going for different ones. Yeah, why are you saying that? Is maybe going for the child? Okay, let me make this a little bit easier to do for the zombie building. No, building zombie spawner. What did I call it? Building zombie spawner system. You spawn a zombie, sure, fine. Then let me go system API dot, what is it called? Set name, or is there not here? State.entity manager, set name on this entity, on the zombie entity, zombie underscore, and then put some kind of engine, random, range between 0 and 10 and 2, 3, okay. So that should give it a random name, which should be a little bit easier to... Actually, I don't know if logging it will... Wait till it reads chat. What happened in chat? My inner demons, yeah, a lot of things. I mean, like I said, it's all part of the process. Kind of goes like that. Because you have a return in the if. I have a return in the if. What if? What? On the enemy attack system? You mean this one? No, the building does exist, so this is running. Let me see, did you spawn? Oh crap, because it spawned, but it's still... Okay, so I gotta go into the system API, not system API, state.entity manager, get the name of this entity. Okay, let me print out this one instead of the entity name so that I can actually find it. Because yeah, this is really confusing me because the entity does have the component. Am I adding the component to like some child object instead of the actual object itself? Okay, why are you saying enemy? Okay, there you go. So there's a zombie, 8384, 8384, 8384. There you go, zombie 8384. So this one is an entity, and if I go inside of it, and if I scroll down, yeah, there you go. It does have the random walking. What in the world is going? Okay. Okay. I have to say, I have no idea what is going on here. So like this one is saying that entity does not have a random walking component, and that is why it goes... Oh, wait. Okay, I think I figured out the issue. I think it's an ordering issue. Because when I spawn the zombies, I'm using an entity command buffer in order to add the component, but that only happens afterwards, so I'm guessing this one is happening in between spawning and that one. So once this one happens, that one does not have that component, it only gets it afterwards. But as soon as it does, it gives it the target entity, target position, so it starts moving on there. On the next one, it gets out of the thing, and so on. Okay, so I think I figured out the issue. Now let me think, how do I make this work? Oh crap. Okay, so I think I figured out the issue, but now what is the solution? Basically, I want this one to only run on like the next frame. Because yeah, I'm only adding it on the end of it. I mean, technically I could make it run after that. Yeah, I could make it run after the installation, but I don't know, that feels a little bit dirty, but at least to verify that this is indeed the issue, type of, and like this, if my theory is correct, then now this will be correct. It's not random, a managed type. Are you talking about on the random walking? I'm using the Unity Mathematics random, and maybe zombie. What are you called? Okay, so I don't know, but on this one, oh, I put this one on update before the transform system group. Huh. That's a tricky problem. But I do think this is the issue, right? When does the command buffer system, when does the entity component, or I guess maybe here, well, let me try making a, how do I create a command buffer? I think, I don't remember, how do I make a manual command buffer? Do I do it like that, or do I just do a new on it? I think I just do a new on it. So in theory, I can do this, and I can do playback on the state.entity manager. So if I do a playback on that one is supposedly going to run just like that. See, a human dev just like us go through the stages of grief. Yep, absolutely. I mean, always keep in mind whenever you watch one of my videos or one of anyone's video tutorials, always keep in mind what you're watching is after all the frustration. So like that, there you go. The logic does work. So yeah, that was the issue. Okay, that was the issue. That was the problem, but okay, great. So yeah, that was definitely a strange problem, but yeah. So basically the issue was they were indeed getting the random walking component, as expected, but they were getting it on the end of the frame. So this one was being spawned, but only adding the random walking down here. Whereas this system was running in between both of those. And when this one was running, that one still did not have the random walking. So that is why this one was running. This one was giving it the target position. So that is why they started moving towards the HQ. And then when it gets added the random walking, that script is going to basically ignore if it already has the target. So since it already had the target, it ignored the random walking and continued moving towards the HQ. So a very simple issue to do with ordering. And right now, yep, it does work. And those guys, yeah, the ones from the Horde, the ones that are supposed to go to the RTS HQ, the ones that do not have the random walking, yep, they do go. All right. Okay, that was definitely tricky. That was definitely a very tricky problem, but look at that. We found a solution. So that was fun. That was interesting. Okay, let me just add a timer over here on the... so let me do both. Let me do a Horde spawn timer and a individual or zombie spawn timer, like spawn each timer, kind of like that. And then up there, let's put both of them. So instead of just one zombie timer, have both those. So you've got the Horde spawn timer and the zombie spawn timer. Okay, and then on this one, instead of spawning them all at once, so for the Horde spawn timer, go down. Yeah, if you are already spawned, you start. Okay. Actually, don't need that one, but sure. Anyways, so if the Horde spawn timer, if it is under 0, then I'm going to go into the Horde.valueRO, and I'm going to check the spawn amount. I'm assuming this one is always going to be above 0, so let's put that one like that, and then that one equals that one under 0. And now it is going to spawn just these 3. Okay. And I need to reset the Horde spawn timer, so let me actually do a Horde spawn, zombie spawn timer max. What keyboard do you have? I always forget what is the name of this. What is the name of this? Yeah. Open it. There you go. It's the G915. Then the camera. That's this one. C99. The microphone. It's the Yeti, and the Pro Wireless. Just randomly ended up with all Logitech stuff. It wasn't intentional, but yeah, it ended up like that. And all this, all great equipment. So yeah, if you like it, yeah. What was I doing? So the zombie spawn timer max. Yeah, just randomly became a Logitech fanboy. Like unintentionally, just end up buying stuff, watching reviews, and turns out they make great stuff. So that is why people do that. So you count down if that one is down for the Horde spawn timer, right? So now going to count down, not the Horde spawn timer, but the zombie spawn timer. Count it down, and now. If this one is under 0F, then that is when I'm going to spawn it. So I'm going to put this one equals this one max. Just need to put the value RW. Then I count down the spawn amount. Then I either keep spawning or stop spawning. Okay, so let's see if this one is now spawning quite a lot of things. Loads better stuff than Logitech. I mean, so far, I'm quite happy with what I've got. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that some people who are really into keyboards would probably find something better, but for me, as long as it works, it works. I mean, my previous keyboard was like 20 years old, and I only swapped it just because it literally died. Like the cable literally snapped off, stopped working. If it wasn't for that, I would still be using my 20-year-old keyboard. So yeah, for me, if it writes, then it writes. It's more than good enough. So, okay, so for the spawn 5 of them after 5 seconds, and spawn 1 per second and 1 per second. Okay, so let's see if it is going to spawn a bunch of... Wait, why is the Horde? No, over there. Let's see, after 5 seconds, there you go, 1, after 1 second, 2, 3, 4, 5, and no more. Nice. All right, cool. That worked. That was cool. So it spawned a bunch of them. Now let me just add some randomness. Can I add some randomness? Randomness is always tricky in dots because you have to define the random inside of it. So on the Horde authoring, Let me see if I remember how to do it. So a random for that one. Wait, isn't it called random? Oh, it's random. Wait, isn't it? What is the random walking? What did I use? Yeah, it's unity.mathematics.random. Isn't this one? Okay. Oh, it's ambiguous. Okay, makes sense. Unity.mathematics.random. Like that. And up here, oh, that is actually going to be, the issue about that one. Maybe not the best explanation. An anti-command buffer is sort of a way of queuing up commands to run later in the frame. Yep, that is an excellent explanation. That is exactly what the anti-command buffer does. It queues up commands to be executed later on, either later in the frame or later after doing some things. Like on the issue that I was having, basically the issue was this one was being spawned, but then it was only running the anti-command buffer at the end of the frame, so that is why it was being messed up. So basically the solution is I just made it run intentionally over here right after this script. So instead of waiting until the end of the frame, it runs here. But yeah, basically the anti-command buffer just queues up some commands. So add a component, set a component, instead of doing it directly over here, which would cause an error because this is inside an entities for each. Instead of that, just queue up all the commands and then play them back afterwards. And doing that, it makes it work. Okay, so for this one, for the new random, except, well, right now I just have one horde, so this should work. So if I go inside the horde spawn system, I've got the horde, and let me get the horde.value_rw.random. Let's grab a next float 3. Oh, direction. I didn't know there was a direction. Well, that's fun. So a float 3 random direction equals that one, and for the spawn position will be the spawn position plus the random direction multiplied by a random distance. So float random distance equals that one. Let's get a next float, a random between say 2 and 10f, something like this. Random distance multiplied by that, and now it should spawn on a slightly random place. Although I think this one is going to cause issues. If I remember when I did this, it did cause some issues. So I do need to grab the random. Grab that random. Because I'm pretty sure I had an issue with this one previously. So let me grab that one, do that. Then I do that, and then I go back inside the horde component, grab the value RW, and set the random equals the updated random. Now that should work, and it should be spawning random things. Is math.random different from system and Unity engine.random? Yep. This one is specifically made to work with dots, the job system, and all of that stuff. So yeah, when working in dots world, you should be using the random inside of the mathematics library. Okay, so there it is, and after 5 seconds, and now they should spawn on a slightly random position, except there's an error. Why is there an error? Not been properly initialized. What, do I have to give it a seed? I assume so. Right now, let's give it a fixed value and then do something. Might have had an issue because made a copy of the random state. Yep, that's exactly what I had previously. It was when I was making the random wonking component, and it was always randomly wonking to the same position, specifically because I was not updating the random component. It's always the tricky things about working with structs instead of classes, references instead of now references. Oh, come on, seed must be non-zero. Okay, fine. All right, there you go. That should work. Oh, it's ignoring an invalid. I didn't even notice. That is why that did not fix itself. Let me find that warning. Ignoring invalid update after because or first last has higher precedence. Okay, I'm not sure, but either way, I found the solution on the other one. But yeah, so apparently that one, because the order first, order and last has higher. Oh, I'm guessing that one is set as order and last, so you can't put anything after the last. Okay, all right, that's good to know. That's nice. So if I go now, let's see. After 5 seconds, it should spawn some units somewhere around there. And yep, there you go. Spawn there, and that one spawn there, and that one spawn there, and that one spawn there. All right, nice, awesome. So yep, they are indeed spawning at different times at different places. So now if I were to, well, I guess I can also put the Let's put a public float. Wait, no, that's not this one. Where am I? The Horde authoring. For the float 2, spawn position min max distance probably makes more sense. And then up here on this one, spawn position min max distance. This one, authoring dot spawn position min max distance. Okay, and now on the Horde spawn system, on this one, instead of using fixed values, let's go inside the Horde value RO and the spawn position min max distance. And this one is going to be the X and then the Y. Okay, so that one is going to spawn a random thing. So I use 210. Now let me just try spawning like 100 zombies and then see what that is going to work. Go inside the Horde. So for minimum of 10, maximum of was like 20, so let's put 50. Horde spawn timer after 5 seconds, spawn every 0.1 second. Wait, 0.1 second, and I'm going to want to spawn like 100 zombies. Okay, so let's see if the Horde does spawn 100 zombies. If you were hired to work in Unity and was given the choice to work on anything you wanted, what would you change about Unity? That is a great question, and I don't know. I mean, if I worked at Unity, I would love to work on the dots team directly. I think that would be quite fun. That should be some really interesting challenges. So with that, that's the, the issue that I have with the flow field. I still have to fix that one. But yeah, if I worked at Unity, I would love to work directly on the dots team. I think that should be a fun thing. I'm a big fan of performance, making things run fast. So yeah, I would love to work on that team, building these things, and it's nice. So yeah. Oh, Jason Story's here. Is he? I didn't see him. Oh, there he is. Hey, Jason. Hey, how's it going? Oh. Wasn't understanding dots from anyone until you point out the Unity Japan channel. Oh yeah, they do have some really awesome ones. Yeah. And you'd be my coworker. Yeah, that would be fun. Is he dots team physical or is it all remote? That would be nice. That would be fun. All right, so yeah, so this worked. Okay, so that's fun. So I basically, the big problem right now is I just need to cache the flow field, because basically the units are always going to go towards the HQ. So that one, I need to cache that flow field as opposed to always having these. Because basically the issue right now is that I have a limited number of flow fields. And there you go. See how those are now going to the different place? That is because they got a different flow field. But at the same time, yeah, at the same time, they're always going to the HQ, so they're always repeating the same thing, and they end up going straight on there. But yeah. So yeah, gotta cache out a specific flow field just for going to the HQ. But other than that, yeah, the logic is indeed working. The Horde spawns, it goes in, and they are attacking this little HQ. Oh, and they are rotating around. Yeah, I gotta fix that. There you go. The HQ is down. The HQ could not hold on. That was interesting. For flow field solution, use portals or whatever they are called. I'm not sure what you mean. You mean like literally portals, teleporting from one place to the other? Because nope, flow field is very basic, just wonking. If you can do it, it can go there. If not, then nope. Just started working on some searing agent stuff last week. Oh, nice. That is cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I was working on some collision avoidance earlier today, something super basic, but yeah, working on flow field has been an interesting challenge. It is something that I had never worked on previously, so it was my first time actually implementing it, and I'm quite happy with how it came out. It actually works out quite nicely. So yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Yeah, Johnny, his video on flow fields was really useful for getting a rough idea for how the whole thing works. So yeah, it's been a fun challenge learning to work on this and doing all of this. What a bunch of units. What is in splitting the space into big grids? Oh, no, I haven't looked into that, but yeah, that is definitely something that I would like to look into in order to be able to have some really giant pathfinding maps. I think that would be fun. From Infallible Code, yeah, what happened to that channel? I don't know, it's been a long time since I've seen them, so yeah. Basically, start on top of flow fields. Yep, again, that's another thing that I've never actually implemented myself, having a giant pathfinding map that is composed of different pathfinding maps. I've never actually implemented that, but from what I know, yep, it is exactly like that. You have those have entry and exit points, and then you basically calculate the A star from the giant maps onto the target map, and then the individual A star inside each of them, going from the entry point to the exit point and so on. So yeah, that is definitely an interesting challenge and something that I would like to implement if I can find the time, because that would be quite fun. Unit spawn and building. Yeah, right now they are spawning literally inside of it and then move outside, although it still looks quite nice. So yeah, got a bunch of zombies and they're avoiding those walls over there, even though that one isn't. I'm guessing that one is because yeah, there's the issue where the zombies, they are randomly walking around, and sometimes they randomly walk on top of a wall, and obviously that does break quite a lot of things. Yeah. Just want to say thank you for what you do. You're reading me course, helping me so much. That's awesome. Hey, I'm glad my videos have helped you. That's nice. Yeah, great to catch a stream. Yeah, right at the end, because my voice is messed up and my dogs are waking up. So yeah, it's gonna just a little bit more. And yeah. Oh, Charles left the internet. Oh, really? I hope nothing bad happened. It was a fun channel. It was very interesting. Yeah, over here I got my units. Spawn all of them. All of you go here. Take out all the zombies, even though the zombies... Actually, I don't remember if I implemented the health system on the buildings. So can I take out the buildings? Go a little bit. Oh, I can. Nice. So I can eradicate all the zombies. Just go easy. Slowly, bit by bit. You go above there. There you go. Just with this, the prototype already has some nice RTS mechanics kind of working, so I can control a bunch of them. Move each squad up one by one. Go on, don't die. Woo! Nice. Okay, keep going in. Another thing I still haven't looked into is, does dot support thing? Oh, by the way, Danny, if you're still here, is that an issue with spawning lights? Because from what I've seen, lights are... Basically, I'm spawning a light every time one of these units fires. They spawn a light and then destroy it. And from what I'm seeing, it seems to be working quite well. But it should keep going if the enemy's dead. Yep, that is definitely on my to-do list. See, I'm spawning lights, but from what I've seen, lights are kind of like a companion component with... So in theory, I think they're not 100% entities, so I'm not sure if this is the best way to do it, but so far it is working quite well, even when I've got a bunch of them shooting quite a lot. Oh yeah, I forgot I can actually use the towers. Are the towers working? I actually don't remember if the towers are working. But yeah, for spawning the lights, I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to do that or not, but so far it does work quite well. So they shoot and they do that. Can make audio using empty. I don't know. That is one of the topics that I have yet to research, so I don't know, but yeah, so for all those, spawning the lights, and I don't know, apparently it does work. Lights are indeed companion objects, meaning they won't create a game object every time you spawn them, and destroying will use a cleanup to remove it. Okay, that's interesting. So in theory, I guess for that I should... So is there no way of using lights directly inside entities? So I guess if not, I guess the answer is using a classic object pooling. I would assume so. Use Supreme Commander 2 flow fields. Yep, that's pretty much. You actually can. Oh, can you? So they have to be fixed or something? Because for this one, I am spawning them. Where am I spawning? On the shoot light prefab. Where am I using this one? The shoot light prefab. Where am I using this one? Yeah, it's on the shoot attack system. So basically just instantiating the prefab with the light. And yeah, apparently it does spawn the component. So yeah. Manage the API, engine something .light. Oh, you mean for querying something with lights? So, but for spawning, is there a better way than this? So basically I got my shoot light prefab inside my entities reference. I've got the shoot light prefab, and it is literally just a light. That's it, just as a normal light component. and then just has a script that destroys it afterwards. So down here, this one. Oh, why is this so slow? So yeah, basically just has a timer and then destroys itself. But so for spawning, where was I? So is there a better way of doing this or not in order to spawn a light object directly inside of it? Now I'm thinking, how would I... Spawning's all good already, but if you want to query for it, you can use the above snippet. I mean, yeah, I don't think I need to query, because for querying, basically I'm using this authoring component in order to count down the timer. So I don't necessarily need to query them. I would just... I mean, I still haven't encountered any issue, so I don't know if this is an issue at all or not. But... yeah, so you can do it to get the light. But is there an issue with spawning? Because I'm guessing in the final game, if I got like 100 soldiers all firing at once, if it is 100 game objects being created and destroyed, I'm guessing that is going to cause a little bit of a bottleneck. So, but if lights cannot be created just in Dot's world, just in ECS world, if so, then yeah, I guess the... Anyways, I guess I won't see that if / when I eventually see that it does become an issue. Oh, this one isn't. Right, these should light just to see the component. What? Why is this one not? Does it only convert at real time? Okay, why is this one not showing up? Save. Code. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so use the companion link transform, and so on. And it does have a light component. Okay, that's interesting. Nice. So yeah, definitely profiling to figure out if I need to use classic object pooling, but I guess if I do need to, that should be pretty simple. So yeah, if that is indeed an issue, then it should be fun. Interesting discussion on binary search trees. Trees are criminally under-discussed in a lot of game dev tutorials. That is probably right. I've used them whenever I need them, like when I've done some pathfinding in order to find the shortest path or whatever it was. It's been a long time since I did it, but yeah, when I wanted to make some super fast pathfinding, I definitely used some really nice binary trees in order to find it, and it was insanely helpful. So yeah, I guess if we got a lot of searching problems, then that can be super useful too. All right, so yeah, so my dogs are already... Sounds like the opportunity for a video. Oh yeah, I would definitely watch a video on how to implement binary search trees in Unity, because I don't think that Unity actually has a... or doesn't? I don't think it does. I think I've searched for binary search trees and didn't... There was something on GitHub, but it wasn't Unity binary search tree. Because I'm pretty sure there was... Oh no, it was another one. Yeah, there was something that I found, which I don't know what is the difference. Isn't there some called... Yeah, KD tree. I'm pretty sure this is something which now I don't remember what is the difference between what is a KD tree and what is a standard binary search tree, something like that. Oh, did Coding Train do a video on... Oh, did they? Oh, that channel. Did I take... Oh, then. Oh, nice. I'm gonna add this to my watch list, because that is definitely very nice. Put on there. Watch afterwards, and yeah, it's basically usually make either a KD tree or BST, there are trade-offs to the cost of adding or removing. Interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, coding train is definitely really awesome. I wish I had that presentation skill, level of enthusiasm. The guy is definitely natural born teacher. Like, the videos are extremely engaging, entertaining, educational, really perfect, really excellent. All right. Quadries, yeah, that's also interesting. Okay, so yeah, so my dogs really want to go, and I also really want to go. It's been about 2 hours, so I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, managed to do a bunch of things, and thanks Danny and all of you for answering all kinds of questions. That did help quite a lot in learning about a bunch of things and solving some bugs live on stream. Always fun. Always fun, so that people know that I'm definitely not perfect. What you see in the final videos after I've gone through all of that part, doing all of those things. So yeah, it is fun. We're talking about that. Yeah, nice. That is cool. Okay, all right. So let me just put it like this and put that, and it's gonna be that. All right, so yeah, thank you all so much for joining me. I hope it was interesting. Conversation is definitely quite interesting. So recommendation, start using Ultimate Editor Enhancer. Well, now I'm curious. What is that? Sentai, já vamos. Peraí. I'm curious to see. Ultimate Editor Enhancer. I don't take what is it? Ultimate Editor Enhancer. Look at that. That's the old Pro Builder demo scene. That's fun. The Ultimate Productivity Toolkit simplifies your workflow, built-in behaviors, and so on. All right. Thanks for the tip. I will look at this in a little bit. It does look interesting. Oh, there you go. A nice review. All right. That's good. I guess so. I guess that does work. Superbly documented. That's always fun. That's always good. A lot of tools, navigation, project scene. Wow. Doesn't look like it has quite a lot of things. The toolbox of tiny features, things like autosave all the way up to a list of selections. All right. That does sound quite interesting. All right. I don't think I've ever seen it, so that's a bit strange. I check the asset store all the time. Yeah, I guess it wasn't. Is it a recent thing? No, version 3, so nope. All right, so no idea why I haven't seen it, but yeah, this does look quite interesting. All right, so yeah, I gotta get going, so then I'm going to watch this. So yeah, thanks for the tip. Okay. Get Hugo on the Game Dev Show. I don't know what is. Did Jason change the schedule? I think so. I think this time was live on Saturday or something. Yeah, I'll have to. I definitely would love to join someday, but yeah. As you can see, my live streams are all pre-random. They happen randomly. They happen randomly every once in a while. That's because my schedule is always very random, very different, very strange. So, but yeah, I definitely would love to join someday. That would be fun. All right, so let me just put that one. That one is correct. That one's set up. It's all like that. Oh, he had a personal thing. Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. All right. Yeah, that would be fun. So yeah, I'll have to figure out some way to figure out the timing and make sure that I'm home at that time. All right, that would be nice. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna feed the dogs, rest a little bit, drink some water, do a bunch of stuff. So yeah. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you found this interesting, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. So yeah, I guess I will see you all hopefully next week. All right, so bye everyone. See you all next week. Bye bye.